Hello, this is Jonathan with SimpleLifeHabits.com, and we're going to continue our series on the top 10 mistakes in behavior change. If you have attempted over and over again to try to make changes in your life and you have become continually frustrated, then I want to share with you some Stanford University research and some findings with you, and hopefully this will be a help to you. In the last video we covered number one. Today we're going to cover number two, the number two mistake, and that is attempting big leaps instead of baby steps. And let's face it, making big changes in our life is very hard. There's actually a phenomenon that we've discussed on this blog in great detail, and it's called habit gravity. It's not a term that I necessarily have invented, but in my studying and research, I have found that this is very true. Habit gravity refers to the intense amount of pressure that you feel early on when you're trying to make changes in your life. I mean, it's almost as if someone or something is putting a great deal of extra pressure on your life when you're trying to make these changes. That's why a lot of times the first 20 to 30 days of starting any kind of new habit is so critically important. We often think that this intense pressure that we feel in the beginning is going to stay with us forever. But that's why they say, it takes 21 days or it takes at least 30 days to really form a habit. That's because it's helping you to change the way that your mind processes habits. Your mind is like a big habit former. It wants to be as efficient as possible, and it's going to always go back right into those habits that you have programmed your brain to do. But in order for you to really get successful in making those changes, you have to stop attempting those big leaps and instead focus on the baby steps. Just like I referred to in the last video, too many of us fall into this mistake over and over again. We go from months, if not years, of bad behavior, only wishing we could fix it all by living a super disciplined, unrealistic life. The question is, how do you eat an elephant? The answer is one bite at a time. It's much easier to make the big changes when we seek tiny successes over and over and over and over again. The problem comes into play when we do not pay attention to the tiny successes that we are obtaining. Now, to me, this is where the value of journaling has really helped me in my life, because developing a habit of daily journaling causes you to stop and pause and evaluate your life in these tiny 24-hour blocks. It's always good to end the day thinking about what went right and what are those tiny successes that you can appreciate along the way. There's a saying that I live with and think about often, and it's the journey is just as important as the destination. And what happens for you if you're like me and you're a real goal-setting freak is you can have a tendency to get so locked into the destination that you don't appreciate the journey. Now, it's okay to have a big goal of losing 30 pounds, but in order for you to really see the change, you need to ask a better question. What is your goal for the next 7 days? So I challenge you to take a big goal and break it down into reachable tiny successes, and as soon as you accomplish that, celebrate it. Then decide on what that next bite-sized goal will be, and then go after it over and over and over again. And each day you'll begin to get closer and closer to your ultimate goal, and you'll become less frustrated, because you're now focused on a simple and easy goal. Give it a try this week and see how it works for you.